The Houston Rockets, who are represented here by owner Charlie Thomas and his daughter Tracy, select Akeem Olajuwon of the University of Houston.
It is official. The well-attired Akeem Olajuwon, who started playing basketball just 5 years ago from Nigeria, is now the #1 pick. He does not have to go too far. From the University of Houston, will now be playing, incredibly, alongside of Ralph Sampson for the Houston Rockets.
In the 2002 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Yao Ming from Shanghai, China, and the Shanghai Sharks.
The Houston Rockets have landed some big-time players in this year's draft, especially throughout their history and especially at the center position. Along with Akeem Olajuwon, a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest players to ever live, and Yao Ming, also a great player and a recent inductee into the Hall of Fame, are the two that stand out the most. The Rockets have also selected some prominent players in the current NBA, such as Montrezl Harrell and Clint Capella, two bigs that have put their own imprint on the league in their own unique way, and the Rockets had something to do with their development, you best believe that. It's safe to say that Houston knows a thing or two about picking talent at the center position. And it seems like Houston is in need for another one of those big men in the draft to get Houston back into contending status once again. After Harden's departure, the once competitive Houston Rockets took a large fall from out of the discussions of being one of the top teams in the league to lottery hopefuls.
Hey, Coach. Tough one as the streak kind of continues. Did you feel your team getting, tight at all down the stretch? Do you feel like the weight of these losses is kind of building?
Yeah.
Games without a win, 16 of those losses by double digits, with 15 different starting lineups, 46 straight days of waking up day after day.
There is no way in hell that the Houston Rockets would be on a 20-game losing streak if James Harden was still in a Rockets uniform.
In terms of the way the team is functioning right now, they're utterly rudderless. It's one thing to lose James Harden. It's another thing to lose 20 straight games. To me, that seems like a rudderless team.
Harden wasn't just your star player, but Harden was the one, because of his greatness, that made everybody better and made everybody interested in playing the game of basketball because they were competitive.
They're retooling. They're in complete rebuild mode. Complete rebuild mode.
So what's next? After the franchise player James Harden left, where do they go from here?
With the second pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Jalen Green from Merced, California, and the NBA G League Ignite.
All that bling, and H-Town's gonna love this young man.
Houston made a great decision in selecting Jalen Green with their second pick. Add him to a team with young and promising talent in both Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. And the Houston Rockets look to be alive once again in the very near future. But this draft also featured another interesting prospect, and not as heavily covered as Jalen Green or Cade Cunningham, but nonetheless an intriguing and ultra-talented prospect.
If you're looking for a potential first-round steal in the 2021 NBA Draft, watch out for a Turkish big man by the name of Alperen Sengun.
But Sengun is a guy that can play in the post. He can play outside. He's got a really nice, short, mid-range game.
You know, 18 years old, Turkish League MVP, is already an incredible force around the basket. He can catch it at the elbow, face you up, draw fouls, score at the rim. He can, offensive rebound and really has a nose for that. He was historically productive for a teenager in that league.
With the 16th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Alperen Sengun from Giresun, Turkey.
You know we gotta get through. You see Sengun right there with the celebration. We do have word coming in on this pick. The Thunder are selecting Sengun. They will be sending this pick to the Rockets. And the Rockets are sending 2 future first-round picks to Oklahoma City. So Sam Presti and the Thunder continue to collect first-round assets as Sengun is now going to Houston.
Alperen Sengun is yet another international big selected by Houston with flashes of elite potential. Sengun is a skilled big man whose improved conditioning helped him emerge as one of the most productive, efficient teenagers in recent European basketball history. A productive player at the junior level who turned in a revealing performance playing up a year at the 2018 FIBA Under-17 World Championship, averaging 16 points a game and 12.3 rebounds. Sengun made his professional debut in the Turkish second division the following year, averaging 10.8 points and 6.8 rebounds per game that season. Sengun built significant momentum before moving to Barcelona BLK in the first division the following season, averaging 6.3 points per game in a reserve role as a 17-year-old. Sengun subsequently signed with Besiktas ahead of the 2020-2021 season, turning a corner in his development this year. The wide-body center made his national team debut, averaging 19 points and 8.7 rebounds per game between the Turkish First Division and FIBA Europe Cup, and earned BSL Most Valuable Player as he led Besiktas to a spot in the semifinals. Leading the Turkish First Division per minute scoring and offensive efficiency, Sengun filled a huge role last season, scoring at a strong rate in the post, showing timing and instincts off the ball, throwing in shots with his left hook, up and close, and making free throws with good consistency. The 18-year-old big man was prolific in his first year in a feature role at the professional level, showing the ability to handle the ball a bit, some flashes of creativity as a passer, and some budding potential as a jump shooter. His talent and intrigue was very apparent. With the state of the NBA as we see it now, we have very talented big guys like Nikola Jokic, MVP Nikola Vucevic, Bam Adebayo, so many other guys, right? All these guys are ultra talented, versatile big men, and they dominate in their positions. So why not a guy like Sengun, who has shown all types of flashes? Yeah, he needs help defensively, but when you have high basketball IQ and you're a student of the game, I expect Sengun to improve in that area drastically this upcoming season. Houston has found an absolute gem in Sengun, and when we look back at this draft 5-10 years from now, GMs will be kicking themselves because they once again let an absolute stud slip through their fingers. As for Houston, as much as things change with time, they stay the same. Yao Ming and Hakeem Olajuwon are the names that you think about when you talk about all-time great bigs from Houston, and Alperen Sengun will be right next to those names when it's all said and done. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy quality basketball content like podcasts, film breakdowns, and live reactions on game days, Basketball Zone provides frontline coverage of the NBA every single day. I'll see you guys on the next video.